Hello YouTube! So you asked for Sword of Convallaria character guides, especially for characters that are not still covered like Momo or Miguel. So we are at our second guide. This one was requested by ImSong09 and we are going to start now. The information is taken from Gamekee, a Chinese site that has the information in Chinese, of course. I translated the site, reorganized the information, simplified it, and organized it around skill types. That is not something that the game highlights, but I think it really helps understanding the character. You have all the information the game offers on the skill cards, so don't worry about it. Let's start from the talents. His talent is Hunting. Hunting is a very good talent, it increases attack, and as you can see I use this convention to have all the information, so each one of those is one level of the talent. It starts from 5% and it increases up to 15%. When you see two equal numbers, it means that the two levels don't change the amount. Passes through anything 1, 2, 2, 3 times per round, so up to 3 times. What does it mean pass through anything? You can jump over objects or enemies. That actually offers incredible mobility. Level 3, 4, 5 give 1 energy if he passes through something, so if he uses the skill. This is an assassin skill, and if you have movement up from other characters, it can be very dangerous. Level 5 adds burn when dealing physical damage, so it's an extra. Now, let's talk about the passives. The first one is treatment prohibited. Keep in mind that the names are from the Chinese version, so they're probably different now. 50% chance to apply negate healing for 2 turns. It can be useful in PvP situations, but I don't think it's crucial. Intuition, ranged damage taken minus 20%. This works on any ranged, I think it's very strong. Normal attacks. So you have flat shot, it's basically a ranged normal attack, nothing special here. You want to change it with one of those two. So a very peculiar thing about Miguel is that he can become a melee attacker at rank 9 because it gets normal melee Uncleed Blade that deals 20% extra physical damage if it's a back attack, and it also applies 2 debuffs to the target. As you can see, this character is a debuffer by roll. Or you can get Incendiary Bomb that deals AoE damage 80% and it is also fire. The translation was a little bit strange because it was fire physical, but anyways it means that you burn probably, and it's indirect, so it's like a curved shot. It's interesting. I think this is also strong. If you are in PvP, you probably use this because you need range. If you are in PvM, I think Unclean Blade is a very fun. I have fun with melee characters, so I am a little bit biased, but yeah, they are both fine. Now, let's talk about the reactions. Body Razor. Rank 5, you unlock counter front or side, 50% physical damage, and he applies 2 debuffs. So again, debuffer type for 2 turns. The interesting thing is that the buffs stack if they're not the same. Stacking all the buffs can be fun, and it can be strong in some situations. Especially if the character has a lot of mobility and can get there and apply the buffs. High Ground Advantage. Direct damage minus 8%, damage from below minus 30% and they stack, so up to 38%. This is very situational based on the map. So I would personally go for Body Razor, because it's more generic. Now we look at the actual skills, the active skills. Yeah, let's call them active skills, I think it's a very expressive way. I checked, you have 3 slots for this, so let's start. You have the base one, which you usually don't keep, but it's not too bad, it's 3 energies, and you have 100% physical damage, you knock the target back 2 tiles, you chase them, and you deal an extra 50% physical damage, so you can apply the burn if the talent is max level, and it reduces movement of the target, so it's a debilitating attack. 3 energy, no cooldown. Then you have at rank 3, Burst Shot. It's a cross that deals also AoE damage, so it deals cross AoE damage 70%, 40 AoE damage, that is fire damage for the square. 2 energy, 2 cooldown. Interesting for the burn and the extra damage, nothing special though. I like there are many rewards, I don't think the actual English name is this. 4 cooldown, no cost. Mark target for 3 turns. If the target is killed by someone, that someone gets 2 energy. If the target is attacked, that attacker gets 2 random buffs. I think this is broken. I love this skill. The range is incredible. The rewards are so good. It's a support ability. I would go for this 100%. Then, Blinding Powder. It's an instant ability. It blinds for 1 turn and it reduces damage for 2 turns. If a character is blind, it can't do anything that is 1 target attack. This is 2 cost for cooldown. And I think in PvP this is so strong if you can get in reach, because you are completely disabling a character. It doesn't deal damage, but it's a very strong support ability. I love it. I don't know how fun it is in PvM though, so keep it in mind. The alternative is Wandering Around the World, that's probably changed in name, but it's a leadership ability. I think the translation was Drifter, but I'm quite sure it's Alacrity. 15% attack and 30% defense. Of course, you want the leadership ability if you're running those characters. If not, you can go for Blinding Powder, but Blinding Powder you don't really need to slot if you are in PvM. If you're in PvP though, definitely go for that. Unless you are building an Alacrity team. In that case, of course, you go for the leadership anyways. Now, the ultimate skills, I call them. They are active skills and they are rank 11. I call them ultimate because they are usually the strongest in the kit and they look very flashy, especially this one. Bait Trap plays a Bear Trap, move 2 extra, and then you can move again. Bear Trap is 10% health damage and stops action. Okay, this is strong. The problem is that the opponent sees you place the trap. Unless there is a choke point, this is completely useless in PvP. It can be useful in PvM, but still passive. It's very cheap. It doesn't convince me. Funeral, 4 energy to cooldown, 3 times 3 per 3 AoE, 40% fire damage. This is a creeping barrage. I don't know if you're used to war games, but it's like boom, boom, boom on a straight line, okay? Super cool. The animation is super cool. You go for this. For the animation and also the damage, I think it's also good range in PvP. Yeah, go for Funeral, there's no doubt. So, let's recap our build. Our build goes for Intuition to reduce the range damage taken in PvP and PvM for the passive. For the normal attack, you are free to choose. I think you go Unclean Blade in PvM if you want to be effective in close range. And you go Incendiary Bomb if you want to keep indirect damage in PvM, or in PvP if you want to hit from a good range. I think Incendiary Bomb is in general better, and Unclean Blade can be very fun, especially for the 2 debuffs. For the reactions, you go Body Razor, because percent physical damage is not incredible, but the 2 debuffs you have, if you get attacked, can actually make the difference when you retaliate against the enemy, both in PvM and PvP. Yeah, go for Body Razor. I think high ground advantage is very situational on the maps. I am not convinced. You can always have an enemy that finds a way to reach your ground, so I'm not sure. Kick is something you can keep at the beginning, but if you have to choose 3, you definitely go for Funeral here. You get the Aura, because Leadership also buffs himself, and Blinding Power in PvP, or There Are Many Words in PvM. So, Funeral, Wandering Around the World, and There Are Many Rewards, so the rightmost 3 is stronger from my point of view, but Blinding Powder can be tech for PvP. The others are also decent. Kick is pretty good. Burst Shot is not my thing, but it's probably fun to see. And it's double damage and also can burn, so it probably has its merit. Bait Trap, not sure. Maybe it's fun to lay out, but 3 cooldown is too long. So yeah, I'm not convinced about this. But Funeral, Creeping Barrage on a character, of course. This is British Artillery, of course you want that, right? I think it's a very fun ultimate. To close the video, we'll go see the animations of the characters, because I still don't have it, but we can watch at that and comment a little bit about the design. Okay, so the push is this one. Let me rewatch it. Push, movement down, push. It's a kick, it's fun to see. This is the attack after the push. Okay, this is the Creeping Barrage. Oh my god, this looks so good. Yeah, you want this one, that's for sure. That's for sure. Look at the animation of the Creeping Barrage, it's so good. You also have the hiding spot of the caravan and the boxes. Look at that, the flames. Yeah, And this is everything I wanted to show you. This is Nero Atlas with Miguel's guide that was requested, and I'm very happy that it was a very good opportunity to make a guide of a character that nobody is covering for the moment. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, of course, ask in the comments and I will be glad to gather more information and try to cover your question. If you have a specific build you want to suggest me or other players, go with it in the comments as well. And thank you for being here and listening to this. This is Nero Atlas, signing out.